right, boys and girls, so we are together today after looking at some and building some different models yesterday, and you have now put your notes in your on your yellow paper. So I thought we would look at a few examples today. So some things that I'm going to show you are, number one, I'm going to talk about something called the Z strategy. So you're going to need a highlighter. So if you do not have a highlighter out, I need you to get one. And then we're going to talk about double checking ourselves, because this is new for us, and so we need to be thinking about multiple ways to make sure that we have the right answer. So what is the Z method? The Z method is just one little slick strategy. The Z method will help you find the length, the width, and the height that are needed to help you find the volume. And so whenever I look at a rectangular prism, the first thing I'm trying to notice is, well, do I see a letter Z? And so sometimes you can see it right away, sometimes you'll have to, maybe turn your paper. But right now, when I look at this figure, I always see one when I look at the back and I come across the front. So outline, going across the front. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get a height by coming down the corner edge. And then we're going to go backwards to get that width distance. And so now that I've highlighted this, I can give some measurements to that. So I'm going to take my pen and I'm going to label this. So if I have 3 in the front, I also have 3 in the back. So it's just easier for me to label this the length. Don't get too worked up over whether it's the length or the width. The important thing is to make sure that you have all the measurements. I can see that I have 1, 2, 3. The height is going to be 3. And then my width, the distance, if I look at this as the front, this is my width, is going to be 2. And so if I go back and I look at my formula is length times width times height equals volume. And if I plug in those numbers, grab my other pen here, and I have 3 times 2 times the height of 3. That will give me the volume. I can start with 6 times 2 is, or 3 times 2 is 6, and 6 times 3 is 18. So the volume is going to be 18 cubic units. And because that Z method is new for you, I'm encouraging you to look at other methods to check yourself. So another method would be to just take your highlighter, maybe a different color, and let's just look at this first corner piece, this piece right here. And as I shade it in, I can say, well, this is the front of the cube, this is the top of the cube, and this is the side of the cube. So that's 1 cube. And I see that I have another one next door. I can only see the top. I can see the front of it. I'm unable to see the side because they're side by side. And then I'm going to go down one more and I see the top of this one and the front of this one. So what I see is I see 3 cubes there. And if I've got 3 in the front, well, guess what? I have 3 right behind it. So if I were thinking about cake layers, and I like cake, I like cake, I'm thinking about cake layers, I'm thinking this cake layer that I see right here has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cubes in it. So this layer is equal to 6. And because all the layers are the same, the layer below it is 6, and the layer on the bottom is 6. And if I put all of those layers together, 3 groups of 6, I will get 18. So I'm able to check myself and confirm that yes, this figure, this rectangular prism, is 18 cubic units.